speed governing system. Yesterday, I think I have given two videos. That videos highlights the principle of operation of governing system and governing system majorly. Now, whenever the speed increases or frequency increases, speed increases, how that flywheel arrangement will behave, and all these things with the help of video. Yesterday we discussed, right? Our today's topic is turbine speed governing system, its block diagram and transfer function model. So in the last class also we discussed, we have two loops. One is a load frequency control loop and next one is a excitation loop. Load frequency control loop, it will have steam inlet, steam valve, turbine, shaft, generator, then output. From output to frequency comparator along with the frequency sensor, and then next one is there is a mechanism we require to open the steam valve by certain amounts, close the steam valve by certain amounts. So all this many number of stages you had to encounter in load frequency control loop. Because of this, now slowly this LFC, load frequency control loop, slowly acts. And on the right side you can observe uh, to compare the voltage, whether the voltage is as per your expectations or not. In order to meet that, now there is a excitation control loop is there. In that excitation control loop, there is a voltage comparator along with the voltage sensor and excitation controller. These are the two blocks. This excitation controller output, it will be directly given to field winding of the alternator. So this loop is nothing but number of stages are less, and in the majority of the cases that signal is nothing but the electrical signal only communicating one level to another level. So now excitation control loop is nothing but it is a fast acting, and load frequency control loop is nothing but it is a slow acting, because in this load frequency control loop now there are so many mechanical devices have to act based on the electrical inputs. So electrical to mechanical, that type of conversion also that must be there in this load frequency control unit or in the load frequency control loop. Because of this, load frequency control loop is nothing but the slowly acting one as compared to the excitation loop. So for every load frequency control loop means, now in that one, how can you find out the response, or suppose if you are giving some sort of input, how it will act, everything. Now this will come to one conclusion if we were provided with suitable transfer function or at least with some block diagram. So slowly I am making an attempt to find out the total transfer function of the power system consists of steam to outputs. So in that first one is nothing but I am taking speed governing system, turbine speed governing system. This turbine speed governing system is, see, this is the speed governing system here. Now this point is there are different blocks are there in the speed governing system. This is the speed changer. This is the speed changer. Now based on the requirement, suppose if you want to increase the speed, then you have to give a signal like this. So this is nothing but you have to pull this speed changer, this particular knob in the downward direction, then automatically the speed of the system or the speed of the alternator will raise. Suppose if you want to lower the speed, then you pull this knob in the upper direction. So this is nothing but the speed changer is a block. It provides us to raise the speed of the alternator or to lower the speed of the alternator. Now this is the speed changer. Next one is, this is speed governor is there. This is the speed. Yesterday we have played two videos for this speed governor to know the principle of operation. Suppose if the speed increases, how it behaves, speed decreases, how it behaves, everything we have discussed with the help of that two live videos. That is nothing but the speed governor arrangement. This is the heart of this total one is nothing. Speed governor means now this total one is the speed governing system. This is the major component in the whole turbine speed control unit. Now this is the equivalent to heart of the system. It senses the speed and it senses the frequency and everything. Suppose yesterday in one video, what happened, whenever the speed increases, what about this is this portion and this one. These two are nothing but those are called as the fly balls. Those are called as fly balls. Now these fly balls, how it behaves whenever the speed increases, now this one will be pulled outwards and this ball also it will be pulled outwards. So just like a in whenever it rotates with, see this spindle, this is one spindle is there. Now with what speed it is rotating, with the same speed this spindle also rotates. Whenever that particular spindle rotates, then the balls connected like this are nothing but automatically it will be expelled or it will be drawn outward. Because of what is the reason for that? That is nothing but the centrifugal force. Yesterday also we played some videos. In that videos also, suppose if the speed goes on decreasing, then the same ball, this particular ball, it will be moved towards inside. When the speed increases, then automatically these two balls, it will be pulled outwards. So this is the major component in this total load frequency control unit or in the turbine speed control unit, this total one. So this is about the speed governor. And next one is this speed governor. On one side it will be connected to the linkage mechanism. So this is the linkage mechanism, ABC and CDE. So this is ABC is the linkage, one link, and CDE is also another link. So these two links are fixed at point C, and similarly there are different pivoted points are there. Now this ABC is pivoted at 3 points, A, B, C. What is this pivoted point means? Suppose if you are taking any point like this, suppose if we are taking a point like this, now it will be allowed only in up and down direction movement only. It will not move left or right. Suppose if you are taking a point B, now here if the point B is pivoted at a particular point, means it will only allow the particular B point only in the upward direction or downward direction, not in the left or right or in any other directions. Only it will allow the movement, or B will be, this particular B point, it will be only moved in the up or downward direction. Similarly, if C point is pivoted, means C only moves either in upward direction or in the downward direction. Similarly, point A, if you are taking either up or down, no other movement. Similarly, D and E also holds good. Now, this particular this is speed governing system. This is the one fly ball. This is also one fly ball. These two are connected means by means of a spring, and another two sides of this speed governor. One is connected to a fixed surface. This surface is nothing but it is fixed in the nature. Another point is nothing but it is a variable point. It will be connected to the point B. This is the pivoted point. Suppose if the balls moves in the moves away whenever the speed increases, then what about this point? And whenever this particular balls, two balls are moves away, then this total section, it will be pulled in the downward direction. Yes or no? Yes. Now yesterday also we have discussed about this thing only with the help of video. Whenever the speed increases, now this ball and this ball, these two balls will be pulled completely away. Now whenever these two balls pulled away, then the distance between these two points, it will be goes on reducing. Now whenever this distance reduces, now the another side is nothing but it is a fixed surface. So only variable surface is nothing but this is the variable surface. So this total arrangement, it will be pulled in the downward direction. It means the point B, it will be moved in the downward direction. So this is nothing but the principle of operation of how the speed governor will act. Now next one is the hydraulic amplifier. So let me wipe all these things. Now this is hydraulic amplifier, this total one. Now from here to here, this is the hydraulic amplifier. In this one, if you could see this point D and point E, point D, and this is the another point is nothing but E. This point D is connected to a small piston valve. This is the piston valve, and this is nothing but this is the main piston. This one is nothing but it will be main piston. So what happens? See, now this is the small inlet is there. This is the small inlet. Now through this small inlet, we are allowing some high pressure oil into this chamber. This is nothing but this is the chamber. Now in this switch, we are allowing some high pressure oil to admit. Now what happens? Suppose due to some disturbances, let us assume in one case, if this particular pilot valve, if it be lifted in the upward direction because of the movement of D. In some case, at one point, suppose if the D is lifted by 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter, whatever it may be, in the upward direction, then immediately with the same velocity, this piston valve also, it will be lifted in the upward direction. Then in the same manner, this will also move in the upward direction. Then what happens? This high pressure oil, it will be admitted onto this. And whenever it will be lifted by 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter, then this for this high pressure oil, now it finds a path like this. So it will be flows onto this, flow through this particular channel, and it will be admitted onto this main piston. So what is this main piston? It will find some weight on it because of this high pressure oil. It is not a low pressure, it is a high pressure oil. Whenever this pilot valve, it will, if it moves in the upward direction, then this high pressure oil will find a path like this. So whenever this high pressure oil admitted onto this main piston, then this, because of this high pressure oil, this main piston will be pulled in the downward direction. Now this will be pulled in the downward direction. So if this happens, then what about this point E? This will also moves in the downward direction. Then what about this one? This is also moves in the downward direction. Initially what happens, you take the, it is a throttle kind of thing only. So suppose if the arrangement is like this, and we are placing a jaw kind of thing. See here, you take this. Now this one, suppose in the beginning, let us assume this triangular shape is fixed here. If the triangle shape means, because of some cases, if it is moved in the upward direction, let us assume this was moved up to this particular instant, then let assume if this was completely fixed in this throttle, what happens? Any steam, is it admitted into this this particular steam chamber? No. Why? Because this edge type shape or this triangular shape, if it is completely occupies the space, or this is nothing but the throttle kind of thing. Now if it is perfectly fixed here, then there is no question of any steam, it will be admitted into the steam chamber. So it is perfectly locked. Then after that, what happens? Now if D is moved in the upward direction, then this pilot valve also moves in the upward direction. Then this high pressure oil finds a path like this, right? Then it will be passed on to this main piston. Then main piston, because of this high pressure oil, it will observe some weight on it. Then this main piston, it may be pulled in the downward direction. In that cases, what happens? This is completely, this total triangular shape, it will be moved in the downward direction, because this is all these things are connected in single line. So this is, if whenever this main piston moves downward direction, this point E also moves in the downward direction. Then this particular jack also moves in the downward direction. In that cases, what happens? For this steam can find a path like this, and it may admit it onto the steam valve, and it may pass on to the turbine. So it will completely, it will flow onto the turbine. So this, whatever the steam chamber is there, this total chamber, the input is nothing but the steam input, and this is nothing but the turbine. So this will be connected to the turbine. Now for a second, if you could observe, if you could go back to the yesterday block diagram. Now see here, the throttle type of arrangement is this. The throttle type of arrangement is this. Steam valve controller is nothing but, this is the E point E. It will be controlled by steam valve controller. Now if E is adjusted, if it is E is adjusted such that now this valve, the steam valve may gets opened or down. So whatever the outlet of the steam valve, it will be connected to the turbine. Same thing. Now from here to here only, we are representing in the next coming picture what we have discussed so far. So for a second, let me go back to the original figure again. So see. So this is nothing but the steam valve arrangement. This is simply, it is a valve kind of arrangements. So who is going to control the steam valve? That point E is nothing but the steam valve controller. So based on the movement of E, suppose if it is moves in the upward direction, then this particular point may take path in this throttle and it will be locked. If it is locked, means whatever the steam, it will not be admitted, and there is nothing will be onto the turbine shaft. Suppose if E, if it is moves in the downward direction, by certain amounts, then in that cases what happens, Andy? So whenever this particular E moves in the downward direction, then automatically this particular jack or main piston may also pulls in the downward direction. Once if it is pulled in the downward direction, then some amount of steam it may be admitted onto the steam valve, then it will be furtherly onto the turbine. It will, like this, the steam is passing through the steam valve and into the turbine. So steam input is this, and in the block diagram, what is the block diagram representation? So this is the steam inlet, and this output is connected to the valve, and controller is steam inlet controller is like this, and from here to here it is going back to the turbine. So this valve is nothing but, steam valve is nothing but, this is the portion. This is completely steam valve. What about this particular one? Steam valve controller. Who is that controller? This point E is nothing but, or nothing but, main piston is nothing but your steam controller. A steam valve controller is nothing but, this is the main piston controller. So here, this is in this total one, or this steam valve, it is opening or closed. Everything, it will be decided by whom? This is the main piston. So why this main piston is nothing but, it is going to work against to the steam. Now see, you try to imagine, steam is nothing but, it will have highly kinetic energy, and if you want to stop the steam against in this narrow place, means you have to work a lot, and that you can do with the help of this high pressure oil. High pressure oil, in the beginning it will be admitted into the low pressure chamber only, but after that this high pressure oil is capable to do all these things. So one level of oil, and it is converting into the high pressure of oil. So this is what it is happening at one energy level to the another energy level, and this main piston is nothing but, it is able to block the steam or able to open the steam valve. So because of that, this is called as an amplifier. Now it is working on which principle? And it is working on the liquid or oils. So that because of that, this is also called as a hydraulic amplifiers. So hydraulic amplifiers is nothing but simply, so at one level high pressure oil only, but it is having at low energy level, because the chamber is nothing but a very narrow chamber, and this is just a pilot valve only. Because of the slow movement of this D, very minute movement of this small D, now high pressure oil, it will be admitted onto the main piston. So where, because of this high pressure, this main piston will find some reactional forces on it. Because of this one, so this point E may be moved in the upward direction, may be moved in the downward direction based on the movement of this small d. So this minute movement of small d is able to control the larger movements of this point E or main piston. So smaller movements, smaller displacements are converting into the larger displacements. So the signal is nothing but amplifying, and this amplifying is done because of this oil. So because of this oil it is happening, that's why this is called as a hydraulic amplifier. So second one is nothing but, first one is fly ball speed governor, second one is nothing but, it is a hydraulic amplifier. So these are the two major points or major parts in the speed governing system. Now, I think we have discussed about speed changer, and last point is linkage mechanism. What is this linkage mechanism? Now see, from A to C, this is one link, and from C to, sorry, ABC is one link, and C, so second one is nothing but, this is the another link. This is completely one link, and ABC is one link, and next one is the CDE is another link. And this is the linkage mechanisms, and only the important point you have to remember is either A, if you are taking point A, point A if you are taking, A will be allowed to move only in the upward direction or downward direction. B is also like this, only up or down, only up or down. At any point on the linkage mechanism, it only allowed to move either in the upward direction or downward direction. And suppose if any point on this linkage mechanism, ABC or CDE, any point on this linkage mechanism, if it is moved in the downward direction, that movement directions are taken as a positive movements. So these are nothing but the conventional directions. So suppose it in any case, if the displacement of C is in the upward direction, then that displacement is nothing but, for incremental displacement, if you are taking delta y C at the point C is nothing but you can take it as a negative. So that is the meaning of this. So as long as any point, either A, B, C or D, E, if these points moves in the downward direction, then such movements are taken as a positive movements. In any case, if any point, if suppose if B is moved in the downward direction, then incremental change, incremental movement YB is nothing but it is negative. So this is what is this Y means. Generally Y I am going to represent for the displacement. Generally we are habituated to represent X, but in this case I am taking Y as the replacement. Y is I am going to show the displacement of that particular movement of either A, B, C, D, E. So this is about the linkage mechanism. Now, carefully listen. Now, how we are going to develop the mathematical equation? Now, see here what I am doing is, initially I am increasing the speed, means speed I am going to increase. How can you increase the speed? By giving a command to the race, or by giving a command to the speed changer in the downward direction. So what happens? Speed it will be increased, right? Now see, once this raise command is given, by how much? Let us assume only incremental variations only I am talking. So the command is nothing but the P real power command in C speed changer by how many degrees, or for incremental change. So delta PC is nothing but the incremental command given to raise the speed. So delta PC is nothing but it is the command. So what we are doing, how can you incorporate this signal into the system? You pull the speed changer in the downward direction by some distance such that the distance is equivalent to the delta PC. So delta PC is nothing but that is the incremental change given to the speed changer to raise the speed of the alternator. This is nothing but the delta PC. Once this speed changer is pulled in the downward direction, then whatever the A point, it will also move in the downward direction. How much? Let the displacement is nothing but the delta YA. Now, in this, what happens here? Delta YA is directly proportional to delta PC. Suppose if delta YA is 1 millimeter, if it is moved, means who has decided this displacement? Only delta PC has displaced. So this is nothing but delta YA is nothing but, if you are removing the proportionality constant, that may be K1, KC is the proportionality constant into delta PC. Any constant you can take. So delta YA is equal to KC into delta PC. What is this KC? KC is nothing but it is a proportionality constant. Now, see, if it is moved in the downward direction, let us assume this point is fixed, B point. Now, if A point is moved in the downward direction, means whatever the C, it will be pulled in the upward direction. So how much? So this is nothing but the delta YC, but this will be treated as a negative. Why? Because now this C point is nothing but it is moving in the upward direction. So this is opposite to our conventional directions. Conventional direction means all the points has to move in the downward direction. So this minus delta YC is nothing but it is moved in the upward direction. So this delta YC is moved in the upward direction, and who will contribute? And this is directly proportional to whom? Now this is proportional to the, suppose A was displaced by 2 millimeters in the downward direction, means whatever the C will also moves in the upward direction, but the directions are reverse. Now A, if it is moving in the downward direction, means C, it will be moved in the upward direction, because it is a linkage mechanism. And for our convenience, what I am assuming is point B is nothing but it is fixed, nothing to do with the speed governor. So point B is nothing but it is fixed. Now if it is fixed means simply you assume, now this is nothing but it is the linkage mechanism. It is a linkage mechanism. Suppose if it is moved in the downward direction, means whatever the another side, this is point A. If it is moved in the upward direction, means another point C is nothing but it will be pulled in the upward direction. So opposite movement is there. So that's why what I am thinking is here this maybe is minus. So what happens? Delta YC is nothing but this is equal to minus K1 into delta YA. Now this is also equal to minus K1 into delta YA is nothing but already you can represent KC into delta PC. This is one equation. This is delta YC. So what I am doing is, so this is like this, we can establish the relation between YC and delta PC. Actually, what is the input here? In this one, what is the input here? Input is nothing but the delta PC is nothing but the input. See, finally, what you have to develop? You have to develop the mathematical equation, that is nothing but the transfer function, or it is also equivalent to block diagram representation. If you want to represent a block diagram equivalent, means that should have mathematical equivalent, transfer function, and inputs and the outputs. So input and output you have to identify first. What is the input now? So we have started operating all these parameters by giving a command. What is that? Delta PC. It means delta PC is nothing but this is the input signal. Whatever the output is nothing but the movement of this E, that is nothing but the delta YE is nothing but the output. So except delta PC and delta YE, all other variables are nothing but the intermediate variables. Now step by step you have to eliminate these. So in this total analysis, just now we have assumed B as fixed. We have assumed point B as a fixed. Now see here, initially we have started our analysis by giving a command delta PC. That is nothing but we are going to increase the speed of that alternator. So that is the raising command we have given. So delta PC, we are going to pull in the downward direction. Then immediately what happens? Delta YA, it will take a motion like this in the downward direction. Then delta YC, it will be moved in the upward direction. Now this mathematical equation we have developed by assuming point B as a fixed. Point B as a fixed, right? Now if this C point, if it is moved in the upward direction, then whatever the D and whatever the E, D may be, so suppose like this CDE junction is there. CD, this point C, this is D and this is E. Now what happens? C is pulled in the upward direction. C may be pulled in the upward direction. It means there may be a chance. If C is pulled in the upward direction, whatever the point E, it will be moved in the downward direction. There may be a chance of movement of D also. So it means if C moves in the upward direction, D may be slightly moved. E moved in the upward direction, definitely E will be moved in the downward direction. So whenever C was pulled in the upward direction, D also moves in the upward direction, but the point E is nothing but it will be moved in the downward direction. Now this is the case. Now here, whenever this point D, it takes the motion in the upward direction, then this piston valve also moves in the upward direction. Then there is a admission of high pressure oil onto the main piston. So it will occupy like this. So automatically this piston is nothing but, main piston is nothing but it will be moved in the downward direction. So whenever it happens, steam it will be admitted onto the turbine. So the steam, whenever it is going onto the turbine, then what happens? Turbine speed increases. Once the turbine speed increases, generator speed also increases. Generator speed increases means generator speed, if it increases, omega increasing, it means frequency of the generator also increases. If the frequency of the generator increases, whatever this movement of these two fly balls, these two will be pulled outward direction, because this shaft, this spindle which is connecting this our fly ball arrangement, and this B is rotates with generator speed. Now whenever the generator speed increases, now this particular spindle rotates at high velocity. Now in that cases, whenever the spindle rotates at high velocity, these two fly balls will be moved outwards. Now whenever these two fly balls moves outwards, then this point B is nothing but it will be pulled in the downward direction. Now whenever this point B moves in the downward direction, then suppose in that cases, now we are not going to take any action of this. So whenever it happens, let me assume A is fixed and B and C are nothing but variable. If B is pulled in the downward direction, whatever the C also moves in the downward direction. See, this is the arrangement. This is the arrangement. Now this is fixed. Now this is fixed. B I am going to pull in the downward direction. If B is going to pull in the downward direction means whatever the C and D, C also moves in the downward direction. So it means the delta YB, now here you can roughly assume delta YB is directly proportional to what? Delta F. Now that is delta YB is nothing but that is some one proportionality constant K2 dash into delta F is one expression. And now with the help of these two simple equations, now let me explain the thing here. Delta YB. Now here, what about the fixed point? This is the fixed point. Delta YB and delta YC. How can you establish the relations between them? Now you please recollect from the torque expressions. Now delta YB to the perpendicular distance. Whatever the distance here, L1. From C to fixed point, whatever the distance here, L1 plus L2. So whatever the contribution now, delta YC is equal L1 plus L2 by L1 into delta YB. So this delta YB is nothing but the K2 dash. So L1 plus L2 by L1 into K2 dash L. So finally what happens? K2 into delta F you are going to get. So these mathematical equations, let me write on a clear slate now. If you have any doubts, you please ask me. Otherwise, I am going to move to the next slide. If you have any doubts, you can chat or you can ask me directly. Please make it quick, ma. Is it clear, everybody? Okay. Then if it's so, okay, it's clear, na? Everything, right? So I'm going to derivation part, Andy. So the same thing, this sequence of operations, we are going to so first input command to change or especially increase the speed is how much it is? Delta PC. This is nothing but the incremental. Delta stands for what? Delta is nothing but this is the incremental variations, incremental values. So once it takes place means, now see the shaft position is that linkage mechanism position is like this. This is the point B. This is point B. This is point A. This is point C. This is the different points. Now what happens whenever delta PC is there? So there will be a change in delta YA is directly proportional to delta PC. So what I'm doing is delta YA is nothing but this is suppose K1 into delta PC. Sorry, Kc into delta PC. Just any constant, no problem. So finally, what happens? We have converted delta YA, and we see suppose delta PC is nothing but whenever it is pulling in the downward direction, this will also moves in the downward direction. So that is the mathematical equation. Delta YA is equal to Kc into delta PC. So whatever the distances here, this is L1 distance and this is the L2 distance. So initially, now if means delta PC, if you are applying on the system, so you can find delta YA displacement. So this A, it will be moved in the downward direction. If it moves in the downward direction, then what about the C? C will be moved in the upward direction. So I am going to establish a relation between A and C. So temporarily I am assuming point B is fixed. Okay. Now what about the relation now? Delta YA by perpendicular distance is how much? With respect to fixed, L1 is equals delta YC by what about the perpendicular distance now? L2. So what is the response we require? Delta YC is equals L2 by L1 into delta YA. So this is, suppose this may be whatever the movement here, A is if it is moving in the downward direction, C it is moving in the upward direction. So the displacement you can take it as a minus, this also minus, because only the minus Y it came into picture because of the opposition. So this is minus some constant K1 into whatever the delta YA. Delta YA is nothing but the Kc into delta PC. So minus K1 into Kc into delta PC. So this is delta YC expression, right? This is one mathematical, sorry. So what I'm doing is, this is the one equation. So what is this one equation? Now let us start what modifications we made in the system. So we have changed the speed setting by delta PC. If speed setting, if it was changed by delta PC, automatically there was a displacement you can observe in C, right? Now in this analysis we were assumed B as a fixed, this point B as a nothing but it is simply fixed. Now coming to this, if a speed changer, if we requested for the increase, then what do you mean by that? Generator speed will also increase. If generator speed increases means omega increases. Omega increases means frequency also increase. So if frequency increases means whatever the fly balls moves outwards. If fly balls moves outwards, then now whatever the our arrangement here, now this is nothing but this is the our linkage mechanism. This is point A and this is nothing but the point B and this is nothing but the point C. Now this YB it will be pulled downward direction. But why? Because now yesterday also videos and just now also I have given the explanation. Now if the fly balls moves outwards, then automatically our YB also may, or this B may not be fixed, it will be pulled in the downward direction. Now in that cases, whatever the C action I want to see, because C is nothing but it is a common point for the next rigid link. So let me assume this A as a fixed now. This A is nothing but it is fixed. Now this is the movement of C. So whatever the movement of C, this will also moves in the downward direction only. It is very clear. If A is fixed, B if it is pulled in the downward direction, C also pulls in the downward direction. So whatever the relation now? So first delta YB. Now delta YB is directly proportional to what? Change in the frequency. How much command, how much delta PC you have given. Now proportional to this, there will be a change in the frequency. Then there will be a change in the speed and there will be a change in the frequency. So this is from this This is delta YB is nothing but this is also equal to some K2 dash into delta F is nothing but it is the frequency. Next, now delta YC by, because I want to develop the relation between C and B moment. Delta YC by whatever the perpendicular distance from the fixed point, that is L1 plus L2 is equals delta YB by, now YB2 next to the perpendicular distance is L1. So what is this delta YC now? Delta YC is nothing but L1 plus L2 by L1 into delta YB. So this is nothing but L1 plus L2 by L1 into K2 dash into delta F. This is nothing but simply you can write K2 into delta F, because now from here to here, suppose now this one from here to here is a completely constant. L1 is a constant, L2 also constant, L1 is constant, K2 dash is also constant. So we are converting everything into a K2. So this another side, left side is nothing but the delta YC is equal K2 into delta F. So finally, now how many expressions we got here? Delta YC is equals, now delta finally, now the relation is, therefore final relation is delta YC is equals, whatever the equations now, minus K1 Kc into delta Pc plus K2 into delta F. So this is the final expression now. So this is a delta YC is equal to minus K1 Kc delta Pc plus K2 into delta F. This is say equation number 1. This is nothing but it is the equation number 1. If you want to note down, you can note down, ma. Otherwise, I will move to the next slide. So, okay, nobody is interested, right? Leave it. Next one is next linkage. I'm moving. So finally, what the expression we got here? Delta YC is equals minus K1 Kc delta minus K1 Kc delta Pc plus K2 into delta F. Say this is the equation number 1. Next, second one is, next linkage is so what about the next linkage mechanism? Now the next linkage is now this is D, this is C, and this is nothing but the E. Now what happens finally? C is nothing but it will be either moves in the upward direction or downward direction, right? The PPT is visible to you all? Right. Now I'm taking here CDE link. So C, suppose let me assume it is moved in the upper direction. If C moves in the upper direction, tell me Rohit. 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 Okay. Now C, D, E. So if C moves in the upward direction, then whatever the D, it may be relatively moves in the downward direction, and E also moves in the downward direction. Here the perpendicular distances are nothing but this is L3 and this is L4. So temporarily my intention is I want to find out the response of D based on the E and C. So what I'm doing is delta YD is equals delta YD by, so let me assume first one is fixed. Now delta YD by L3 is equals delta YE by how much it is? L3 plus L4. Now from this equation, so whatever the delta YD you are going to get L3 by L3 plus L4 into delta YE. Similarly, suppose on the another side, if this is fixed, second one, this is variable one, then whatever this delta YD by L4 is equals delta YC by L3 plus L4. So from this equation, you are going to get delta YD is equals L4 by L3 plus L4 into delta YC. So this one is also delta YD expression. This is also delta YD expression. So finally what we are going to get, delta YD is equals L3 by L3 plus L4 into delta YC plus L4 by, sorry, this is E, L4 by L3 plus L4 into delta YC. So this is the one proportionality constant you can take, or this is K3 into delta YC plus K4 into delta YE. So finally this is the delta YD expression. So this is your equation number 2. Sorry. So finally this is the expression. Delta YD is nothing but, so this is the one expression. Similarly, we have developed the expression for YC and YD. So this is, let me assume this is the equation number 2. Now let me go back to the hydraulic amplifier there. In the hydraulic amplifier, now the movement of D. So suppose the hydraulic amplifier, rough hydraulic amplifier is like this. In this one, initially this was fixed to the point D, and next to piston is fixed to the point E. Suppose if it is slightly moves in the upward direction, then this will be moves in the downward direction. So in that cases, now what about the relation between them? So the relation is nothing but the displacement of E depends on what? Now area occupied by area because of the movement of YD, or otherwise you remember this simple equation, delta YE is directly proportional to the integration over area is nothing but the 0 to time integration over delta YD into dt. So because of oil we are talking, oil admitted onto the system. So because of this, the relation is like this. So delta YE is equals minus some proportionality constant. Already K4 is over. So minus K5 integration over 0 to t into delta YD into dt. So what is this Y minus came into picture? Because now if D is moves in the upward direction, E is moving in the downward direction. So these two, the symbols are nothing but opposite to each other. Because of this, now there is a minus came into picture. So this is our equation number 3. So 1, 2, 3 are over. So There are three expressions. Now, after getting these three expressions, shall I go to the next slide? Have taken this description? Okay, right. No. So, first expression is delta yc is equals minus k1 kc delta pc plus k2 into next delta yd is equals k3 into delta yc plus k4 into delta ye. Next delta ye is equals minus k5 integration over delta yd into dt. So this is your equation number 2, your equation number 3. Then apply the Laplace transform for equation number 1. What you are going to get, delta yc of s is equals minus k1 kc delta pc of s plus k2 into delta f of s. So for the second expression also you apply the Laplace transform, because Laplace transform you have to apply to get the transfer function. So this is delta yd of s is equals k3 delta yc of s plus k4 into delta ye of s. And for the last expression also you apply the Laplace transform. Delta ye of s is equals, you will get minus k5 into 1 by s into delta yd of s. So these are the Laplace transform equation. So this is equation 4. This is equation number 5. This is your equation number 6. So what I am doing is, from equations 4 and 5, from this what happens, because here already we discussed what are the required variables, what are the intermediate variables. Required variable is, this is the input delta pc of s, delta ye of s is nothing but the output. So except this, the remaining values are nothing but the intermediate variables. So what I am doing is, from equations 4 and 5, so I am taking equation number 5. So that is delta yd of s is equals k3 into delta yc of s. So from the previous above equation, minus k1 kc delta pc of s plus k2 into delta f of s plus k4 into delta ye of s. So I am doing like this: k3 minus k1 kc into delta pc of s plus k2 k3 delta f of s plus k4 into delta ye of s. Now whatever the yd of s, now from this expression if you could observe, this is delta yd of s is equal to how much it is, s by k5 into delta y of s. So this value is nothing but the delta ye of s. So this value is minus. So just from this expression, now if you are taking delta yd of s is equal s into delta y of s by minus k5. This is the same thing I am substituting here on the left side. So this value is minus S by K5 into delta Y of S. Now this is delta Y of S. This is also delta Y of S. What I am taking is delta Y of S as a common I am taking. This is equals minus also I am taking S by K5 plus K4 is equals the whole expression I am taking. So what I am doing is minus K1, K3, Kc I am taking. So this value is delta Pc of S minus K2, K3 divided by K1, K3, Kc. I am taking this as a common. So delta F of S. This is the one. So on both sides you can take minus as a common. So this is the delta Y of S is equals. Now you can take sorry, not is equal. Here K4 I am taking as a common. So what you will get 1 plus S by K4 K5. This is the left side. On the right side, this is minus K1 K3 Kc. Anyhow, this also minus is there into delta Pc of S minus K3 gets cancelled. Remaining one is K2 by K1 Kc into delta F of S. This is the one expression. So finally, you will get delta Y of S is equals minus K1 K3 Kc by K4 into you will get delta Pc of S minus delta F of S divided by whatever the value 1 plus S by K4 K5. So this is the finally one expression you are going to get. So you take a screenshot of this. Now let me finish the remaining part. It will take only 2 to 3 minutes. Over. Okay. So next one is so what we got is delta Y of S is equals minus, I think minus will disappear. So minus won't be there. Right. So this value is K1, K3, Kc by K4 divided by 1 plus S into 1 by K4 K5. So this is one expression and this is delta Pc of S minus delta, sorry, this is I am writing 1 by R into delta F of S. This is the one expression. So this is also written as this is Ksg by 1 plus Stsg into delta Pc of S minus delta F of S. So here where Ksg is equals whatever that expression now K1, K3, Kc by K4. This is the called as gain of speed governor, speed governing system. So next one is TSG. Now TSG is 1 plus STSG is there. So this is 1 by K4 K5. This is nothing but time charge. Hello, who is this? So time constant of speed governing system. So next one is R is there. So this is R is equal to how much? Now we are representing as minus 1 by R. K1 Kc by K2, I think. K1 Kc by K2. This is nothing but the speed regulation. This is a very, very important. This is called as a speed regulation of the system. Speed regulation of speed governing system. So these are the few important parameters. So finally, you will get delta YE of S. So the expression is nothing but the, I'm just again, I'm rewriting it. Delta YE of S is equal to KSG by 1 plus STSG into delta F of S minus sorry, I'm extremely sorry. Delta PC of S minus 1 by R into delta F of S. So you will get the equation for the total governing system is this. So this one, in this one, so generally what is the input now? This is the input. What is the output? This is the output. So whatever this value, input and outputs are nothing but the relation is multiplied by some factor. So definitely this is nothing but the transfer function. So what I'm doing is I'm writing this is nothing but the transfer function. Inside this KSG by 1 plus STSG I'm writing. So output is nothing but no doubt this is delta YE of S. This is the output. Whatever the input now, input is the delta PC of S. But in addition to this PC of S, one more constant is there, minus 1 by R into delta F of S. So minus means, now let me put a summer here, another plate is minus, and let us take the signal as this is 1 by R into the input for this is nothing but delta F of S, and the resultant is nothing but like this. Now see here, whatever the signal here, the signal is nothing but whatever the signal here, the signal is input into transfer function is the output. So 1 by R into delta F of S is this value, 1 by R into delta. So this is the delta. 1 by R into delta F of S, it will be here. And this is the minus. So minus 1 by R into delta F of S plus delta PC of S is there, delta PC of S. So total value, the input for this is nothing but delta PC of S minus 1 by R into delta F of S. This total value is nothing but this is the total input for the this transfer function. The transfer function is KSG by 1 plus STAG, and the output is nothing but the delta YE of S. This is the very, very, very important derivation, and don't confuse with this. Only simply the linkage mechanism you have to practice it very well. And once if you are developing, every linkage will have 3 displacements. Now whenever you are working on the for developing of relations, you have to keep another link, another point as a constant. Suppose I am taking ABC. I want to, I am making an attempt to find out the relation between A and C. In that cases, B you can assume as a fixed. Or suppose B and C, if you want to develop, then in that cases you can make A as a fixed. So like this, you can make some assumptions, and based on that assumptions, you can finally get the mathematical equation for speed governing system. So this is the today's class, and in the next class we will talk